Hey family, welcome back to another episode of O to Be Whole. Yes, O to Be Whole with Camille Young. That is me. Y'all, we're so close to the holidays. We celebrated Thanksgiving on last week. I hope everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving on last week. And now we're moving into the Christmas season. Time is just really moving. And before we know it, 2022 will be here. But I'm glad on today you're joining me here for another episode. To my holy rollers, how are you? My faithful subscribers, thank you so much for tuning in on today. And to my new viewers, welcome. We are just so glad that you are here with us and joining us for another episode of O to Be Whole. Hopefully you will subscribe, you'll like, and you will share. And you'll come back and visit us, come back and be a part of this Holy Roller family, okay? Got my Holy Roller shirt on today. So glad to have you here. Keep in mind, if there is some apparel, which this is one of the shirts that is available for purchase, you can reach out to me at otobewhole@gmail.com. That's otobewhole@gmail.com. I have that in the description, as well as if you need some coaching support, you can reach me at that same email address, and I will be more than happy to work with you, okay? So excited about today's topic, you guys. Super duper excited about it. So today, I'm just going to give you the topic, and then I'm just going to start talking, okay? I'm just going to get to talking. So today's topic is, don't miss your boo being picky and petty. Okay? Don't miss your boo thing being picky and petty. And, I know for me, I have matured quite a bit when it comes to that. And when I say picky and petty, I'm not saying that there aren't certain outward or, particular attributes, external attributes that a person should have or that you want them to have, to feel attracted to them. But just make sure that you are basing those things on things that really matter, okay? Base it on things that really matter, because you could really miss out on a really good mate because you caught up in the wrong stuff. You're caught up in the superficial versus the things that that will last for a lifetime. What is his spiritual life like with Christ? How is he walking in his relationship with the Lord? I know when I was younger, well, not that much younger, I was an adult. I was definitely an adult. I wouldn't date a guy if his shoes were ugly. Some of y'all know that about me. If his shoes were toe up or they were like some buddies or something, child, we ain't going out. No, I ain't gonna date you based on that alone. Y'all, I was so serious. I was so petty with some stuff, and again, a lot of that had to do with my own personal insecurities. If he didn't dress a certain way, I wouldn't fool with him. If he didn't keep a clean haircut or whatever, which, don't get me wrong, you want somebody that's gonna be nice and neat, but if his hairline all the way back here and it grow up here, but he getting it cut all the way back here, If them teeth was jacked up, and again, I'm not saying those are not things that you wouldn't want, but you can change that about a person. And when I say change, those things can be adjusted. If his shoes dusty, once you all start dating, you can take him to the shoe shop so he can get his shoes shine. Or you can take him shopping so he can have nicer clothes, especially if he's open to it. Now, if you got somebody who think they shop and they wearing this long zoot suit and pocket watch and all that kind of stuff, and they think, honey, you can't tell them nothing, then that may be that may be something that you have to be willing to work through. But if you got somebody who's open for that, you take them to a professional barber. They may be going to somebody's kitchen to get their hair cut, so they can look nice. You can expose people to things, when you're talking about the outward appearance. And again, and the topic today is, don't miss your boo being picky and petty. And though the things I just named, I would deem them picky and petty, even down to the teeth. Hey, I even got braces. All right, there are so many options now for people to get their teeth straightened and all of that kind of stuff. It's so important to look on the inside. And I am not saying that you want to date an unattractive person or somebody that you don't feel attracted to. Not saying that at all. But, there has to be something beyond that, because as my grandmama used to tell us, beauty fades, but ugly holds its own. So over time, that beauty is going to fade. All right. And y'all know of some people, especially back in high school or college, they was kind of funny looking. They weren't looking the best, but you see them now, you be like, ooh, I missed out. Oh my goodness. I wasn't giving them the time of day in high school, or I wasn't giving them the time of day in college because they didn't look a certain way. But honey, over time they grew into them lips. They got some nice clothes on that helps to make them look good, and they're successful, all those things. And things that you don't necessarily think about, especially when you're younger. And then now they looking like, they coming straight off the runway. So it's important for you to really evaluate whether or not, what's important. Those things are important. When I say what's important, I'm talking about the character of a person. A man's character, I've heard a man say, a man's character is his currency. Okay, I think that's Tony Gaskins who says that. A man's character is his currency. That's really his money. That's the thing that really makes him be fruitful and makes him to be a good catch. If he has a good character. Good character includes, someone who is trustworthy, someone who is integral. Those types of things that you have to look at. Does he keep a job? How does he treat you? How does he treat his children if he has children? How does she treat her children? How does she treat her mother? Her parents? How does she treat other people? And we get so caught up in the wrong thing. Well, he got to have 6 figures and all this, and she got to come with it in the bedroom and all this stuff that in the long term don't really matter. Okay, those things don't really matter. And when I say they don't matter, meaning when you're wanting a long-term partner, when you're wanting somebody that you can spend the rest of your life with, sometimes sex may not be something that you can do for a period of time. So if you've based your relationship on sex and you can't do it for whatever the reasons are, you ain't got nothing. If you're basing it on their looks alone, and God forbid they're in an accident, something happens and they're burned or whatever, and that beauty is no longer there, or they gain weight, all of those things, those things can fade, those things can change, but the character of a person does not change. The essence of who they are cannot change. And if you look back over your life, for those of you, especially those of you who are single still, like me, there has probably been one person that you possibly overlooked because of something external about them. And whether you've seen them again or not, it's something in the back of your head. It's like, man, I wish I could rethink that. I wish I would have thought that through before I let him go. Or, I wish I would have thought that through before I let her go. And again, it goes back to knowing yourself, understanding that, knowing what you want. You got to know what you want. And knowing what you want, the best way to know what you want is to know who you are. Because you really can't make wise decisions, wise judgments about others if you have not yet done the work on yourself, because you're still picking people out of your insecurity. You're picking people out of what you think other people would deem attractive, or what other people would want, or how you want other people to look at you, of a person that you may be dating or you have chosen to be your mate. The outward appearances, okay? And again, you can't look on the outward appearance solely. Let me say that. You cannot solely look on the outward appearance. You have to look deeper. You got to go deeper. And then, especially when you get to be my age and older, I'm 46 years old. When you get to be in your 40s, 50s, and 60s, honey, the stuff that mattered in your 20s and 30s, that stuff don't matter as much, especially if you've gone through enough heartbreak from the type of man that you think you liked and the type of man you think you wanted, honey, that stuff don't matter. That stuff don't matter as much. Really, on some things, not at all, because you are looking for someone who loves you for you and wants to be with you for you. Okay? And not because of the things, not because of how I look, not because of what I necessarily bring to the table. Those are important things. Okay? But look at their character. Look at how they treat people. Okay? Look at how they treat their money, their finances. All right? Those are the things that you have to really zone in on and hone in on to really judge whether or not, this person could really be a good partner, a good spouse, because of how they treat me. How do they treat their ex? You know? Or do they be cussing them out? Because if they still cussing them out, it's a good chance he gonna cuss you out, or she eventually gonna cuss you out. Okay, so those are the things that you really need to be looking at as you assess who you gonna let your boo be. Okay, and I just want to encourage you. Don't get caught up in the superficial. Don't do that. Don't get caught up in those things that don't really matter at the end of the day. Get to know you, so when God sends you somebody, you'll know, this is somebody I can move forward with, or now he acting like somebody I'm used to being around, or she acting like, my norm, and I'm trying to get out of that. Okay, so just make sure you're not missing out or dismissing somebody that should be considered. Okay, don't dismiss somebody that should be considered just because of some minor things, things that you may consider or that you may say is important, when it really may not be that important, because he don't get his haircut every week, or because he don't make six figures at this point in his life, or because his fingernails short, or because she got short hair, or she's light skinned, he's dark skinned. All those things that don't even matter when you're looking at the bigger scheme of things. Okay. All right. Well, look, it's a short chat on today, but I just at least wanted to come out to you and share with you the importance of just don't miss out, because it's still some good catches out there. They may not be packaged exactly like you want them, but that's okay, because you can work on the outside. It's the inside that you really want to look at, because those are the things that are going to truly impact your relationship. Those are the things that are going to truly tell whether or not this is a person that you can spend the rest of your life with, and hopefully spend far more happier days than sad. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for joining me for another episode of O2B.Whole. Again, be sure to subscribe, like, share, and comment. If you want apparel, like I said, this shirt is one of the shirts that's for sale. So you can reach out to me at O2BWhole@gmail.com. If you're wanting some coaching support, please be sure to reach out to me at that email address. Y'all, I'm working on the book. Things are materializing for that. Super excited. So you'll be hearing something in the coming weeks, really in the coming weeks about that. All right. Thank you again for joining me, y'all. And until next time, God bless.